It's mathematics time! Good morning, Davao de Oro, to our valued grade 6 learners and to all the avid listeners of Z Radio 88.5 radio station. We are delighted to be with you in our another math-mazing lesson. I am Sir Joseph from Pungpong Integrated School, New Bataan, and I will be your teacher in Mathematics 6. Please make yourselves ready, and I hope you hear this broadcast clearly. Kindly prepare all the necessary materials like your module, notebook, and ballpen. Be sure to listen attentively and follow all the instructions in every activity. At the end of the session, you are expected to perform the basic operations on integers or addition of integers. So, are you ready for another math-mazing lesson? Let's start! Open your module on page 2. Let us try to recall your prior knowledge about comparing and arranging integers. Look at your module. In the first set of integers or set A, you are directed to arrange each set of integers from greatest to least or in descending order. Again, for set A, arrange each set of integers from greatest to least or descending order. Let's begin. For item number 1, the given integers are positive 8, negative 4, negative 3, positive 6, positive 2, and 0. What is the correct answer? The correct order of the integers is positive 8, positive 6, 0, negative 3, and negative 4. Very good! For item number 2, the given integers are negative 5, negative 1, 0, positive 4, negative 3, and positive 2. What do you think is the correct answer? The correct order of the integers is positive 4, positive 2, 0, negative 1, negative 3, and negative 5. Very good! For item number 3, the given integers are positive 3, 0, negative 2, positive 4, negative 1, and positive 7. What is the correct answer? The correct order of the integers is positive 7, positive 3, 0, negative 1, negative 2, and negative 4. Very good! Now, let's proceed to set B. You are directed to arrange each set from least to greatest or in ascending order. Again, arrange each set of integers from least to greatest or in ascending order. Ready? Let's begin. For item number 1, the given integers are negative 8, 0, negative 5, positive 5, positive 4, and negative 1. What is the correct answer? The correct order of the integers is negative 8, negative 5, negative 1, 0, positive 4, and positive 5. Correct! For item number 2, The given integers are -3, +4, -7, 0, -6, and +2. What do you think is the correct answer? You get it right! The correct order of the integers is -7, -6, -3, 0, +2, and +4. Good! For item number 3, the given integers are -1, -7, +8, -3, 0, and +3. What is the correct answer? The correct order of the integers is -7, -3, -1, 0, +3, and +8. Very good! How many correct answers did you get? If you got a perfect score, then congratulations! But if not, don't worry, for you will surely understand this interesting lesson as long as you keep your ears in our discussion. Alright! In the previous lesson, you have learned that integers can be presented on a number line. Yes, the number line extends in both directions infinitely. This is indicated by the arrow. Negative integers are at the left of 0 and positive integers are at the right of 0. 0 is neither positive nor negative. Positive integers are written with or without the positive sign, while negative integers are always written with the negative sign. We can use the number line to compare and arrange integers. As we move to the right on the number line, the numbers gets larger in value, and as we move to the left, the values get smaller. Today, we will expand your understanding about integers. Let us learn together on how to add integers and what are the rules that governs with it. So, are you ready? Now, I want you to scan your module and open on page 3. It is all about addition of integers. What are the rules when we add integers? Well, you have to pay attention on these mathematical concepts. Now here are the 3 rules in adding integers. In rule number 1, remember, addition of integers with the same sign. When adding integers with like or same signs, add the real numbers and use or affix the common sign in the sum. On the first example, +7 plus +4 is equal to 11. For example number 2, -8 plus -9, the answer is -17. In other words, the sum of 2 positive numbers is positive, just like our first example. +7 plus +4 equals 11. While the sum of 2 negative numbers is negative. Similar to our second example, we have -8 plus -9 equals -17. Now, let's unlock rule number 2. For rule number 2, addition of integers with unlike signs. When adding integers with unlike signs, subtract the lesser number from the greater number and use the sign of the integer with the greater value in the sum. Example number 1. -9 plus +7 equals negative 2. For example number 2, we have negative 3 plus positive 5. The answer is positive 2. In the first example, negative 9 plus positive 7 equals negative 2. How does it happen? What are your observations? Well, here are some of the observations. The two integers negative 9 and positive 2 have unlike signs. The first addend has a negative sign while second addend has the positive sign. For second observation, the sum is negative 2. Wanna know why? The rule states that when we add integers with unlike signs, subtract the lesser number from the greater number. Now, which of the two numbers, 9 and 7, is greater? And which is lesser? Thus, the integer with greater number is 9, while 7 is the integer with the lesser number. So, 9 minus 7 is 2. For the third observation, the sign of the sum is a negative sign. Why? The rule states that the sum uses the sign of integer with greater value. In our example, negative 9 plus positive 7 is equal to negative 2. The integer with greater number is 9 and it has a negative sign. Therefore, the sum has a negative sign. Now let's continue to our second example. Negative 3 plus positive 5 is equal to, yes, positive 2. Do we have the same observations? Well, the two integers, negative 3 and positive 5, have unlike signs. The first addend has a negative sign while second addend had the positive sign. The sum is positive 2. You wanna know why? Correct! The rule states that when we add integers with unlike signs, subtract the lesser number from the greater number. Now, which of the two numbers, 5 and 2, is greater? Which is lesser? Thus, the integer with greater number is 5, while 3 is the integer with lesser number. So, 5 minus 3 is 2. The sum has a positive sign. Why? The rule states that the sum uses the sign of integer with greater value. In our example, negative 3 plus positive 5 equals positive 2. The integer with greater number is 5 and it has a positive sign. Take note that signs are disregarded when determining the greater number. Bear in mind also that positive integers can be written with or without the positive sign. Well, this time we will unlock rule number 3, and rule number 3 states that the sum of an integer and its opposite is equal to 0. For example number 1, we have negative 9 plus positive 9 equals 0. For example number 2, positive 3 plus negative 3 equals 0. What can you say about the rule number 3? What are your observations? Well, in the previous lessons, you have learned that two integers are opposite if they are each of the same distance from 0. They are in the opposite sides of the number line. Any number paired to its opposite will produce a 0 pair. Thus, in our examples, negative 9 plus positive 9 is equal to 0. And positive 3 plus negative 3 is equal to 0. You will observe that the two given numbers are the same but the signs are unlike. The numbers are added to its opposite integers. And if the number is positive, its opposite is negative. If the number is negative, its opposite is positive, or vice versa. When opposite integers are added, the result is 0. Do you have an idea now how to add integers? Well, don't go away. We'll be having more activities when we come back. So stay tuned, my dear learners, because we will be right back after this short commercial.
The Radyo Z-eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
I am back, so pin your ears back too. Please scan your modules and open on page 4. We'll run over what we have discussed a while ago. Now, your assigned task is to find the sum of the following integers and indicate the resulting sign. You have to listen attentively. Ready? Let's start. Number 1. Positive 23 plus positive 6. The answer is 29, or positive 29. Remember that rule number 1 states that when adding integers with the like or the same sign, you are going to add the real numbers and use or affix the common sign in the sum. Hence, the answer of 23 plus 6 is positive 29. For number 2, positive 9 plus negative 9, the answer is correct. It's 0. Remember that in rule number 3 states that the sum of an integer and its opposite is equal to 0. Thus, 9 plus negative 9 is equal to 0. For item number 3, negative 13 plus negative 1, the answer is correct. It's negative 14. Remember that rule number 1 states that when adding integers with like or the same sign, you are going to add the real numbers and use or affix the common sign in the sum. As a result, the answer of negative 13 plus negative 1 is negative 14. Very good. For item number 4, negative 20 plus positive 5. What do you think is the answer? Correct, it's negative 15. Remember that in rule number 2, it states that when adding integers with unlike signs, you're going to subtract the lesser number from the greater number and use the sign of the integer with the greater value in the sum. That is why the answer is negative 15. For item number 5, 0 plus negative 145, the answer is correct. It's negative 145. Any number added to 0, the sum is the number itself. For that reason, the answer is negative 145. For item number 6, positive 25 plus negative 20, the answer is positive 5. In rule number 2, it states that when adding integers with unlike signs, subtract the lesser number from the greater number and use the sign of the integer with the greater value in the sum. Great! By this time, let's continue practicing so as to master your knowledge about our lesson. Turn your module on page 5 and let us try to answer the activity entitled, "Let us practice more." In this activity, you are directed to tell whether the sum will be positive, negative, or 0. And you have 5 seconds to give your answer. Number 1. Positive 10 plus positive 14. What is the answer? The sum of the two positive integers, 10 and 14, will result a positive integer. Correct! For item number 2, negative 7 plus negative 5, what is your answer? The sum of the two negative integers, negative 7 and negative 5, will result in negative integer. For item number 3, positive 13 plus negative 9, what is the correct answer? The sum of the two integers, positive 13 and negative 9, is a positive integer. You get it right. For item number 4, negative 11 plus positive 6, what is your answer? When negative 11 and positive are added, the result is a negative integer. Very good. And for the last item number 5, negative 4 plus positive 4, what is the answer that you have? When opposite integers are added, it results into 0. Nice work! How many correct answers did you get? And how did you find the correct answers? Well, in finding the correct answers, your retention ability and vocabulary skills is also important in remembering the rules and its clue words based on the topic that we have discussed a while ago. For now, let us remember some important points in our topic. Can you fill in the blank with the correct words to complete the idea? I believe you can do it. Now, listen attentively. Number 1. When adding integers with like signs, blank the values of the integer and use the common sign. I repeat, when adding integers with like signs, blank the values of the integer and use the common sign. For item number 2, the sum of an integer and its opposite is equal to blank. Again, the sum of an integer and its opposite is equal to blank. Number 3. When adding integers with unlike signs, blank the lesser value from the greater value of the numbers and use the sign of the integer with the greater value. I repeat, When adding integers with unlike signs, blank the lesser value from the greater value of the numbers and use the sign of the integer with the greater value. Time is up! Let's see if you are able to remember some important points or concepts of our lesson. For item number 1, the correct word to complete the idea is correct. It's add. For item number 2, the correct word to complete the idea is, you got it right, it's 0. For item number 3, the correct word to complete the idea is, subtract. Alright, now that you are fully equipped with the significant concepts from our lesson, it's time to evaluate your level of understanding from our lesson today. I am confident that you can do it, so get yourself prepared. Now, open your module and turn to page 6. Answer the activity, let us assess. You are directed to add the following integers to get the sum. Let's start. For number 1, positive 2 plus negative 9, the correct answer is negative 7. For item number 2, negative 5 plus negative 11, the correct answer is negative 16. For the last item number 3, negative 13 plus positive 15, the correct answer is correct. It's positive 2. You did great. As what I have said earlier, just keep on listening with our discussion so that you won't miss any important things in our lesson. So stay tuned, my dear learners, and I will be right back.
The Radyo Z-eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
Hello? Still there? Time to sit back and be ready because we are now in the last segment of our discussion. Now, let us have a brief summary of our lesson today by answering these guide questions. I will repeat the question twice, so lend me your ears. Are you ready? Good. Question number 1. How will you add two positive integers? Again, how will you add two positive integers? Correct. The answer is, in adding two positive integers, add the integer with like sign and copy the common sign. For question number 2, how will you add two integers with unlike sign? Again, how will you add two integers with unlike sign? Very good. To add two integers with unlike sign, subtract the integers with unlike signs and use the sign of the integer with the greater value. For question number 3, what particular sign to be used in the final answer if we add integers with unlike sign? Again, what particular sign to be used in the final answer if we add integers with unlike sign? Correct! The sign of the integer with greater value determines the final answer if we add integer with unlike sign. In question number 4, if you add two positive integers, what sign to be used? I repeat, if you add two positive integers, what is the sign to be used? Very good! Adding two positive integers will produce a positive sign. And for the last question, number 5. If you add two negative integers, what is the sign to be used? Again, if you add two negative integers, what do you think is the sign to be used? Very good! Adding two negative integers produces a negative sign. For question number 6, if you add integers with unlike sign, what specific sign to be used? I repeat, if you add integers with unlike sign, what specific sign to be used? Very good! The sign of integer with greater value prevails when adding integers with unlike signs. Learners, never forget these mathematical concepts about addition of integers because you can apply this in your real-life situations. Remember, integers plays an important role in calculating in some of our daily activities. Integer value could be positive or negative things in real-life situations. Positive numbers shows the goodness, happiness, togetherness, and well-being, while negative numbers shows dullness, sadness, low feeling, and etc. But always choose to be positive in life because with positive mindset, we can be more optimistic to see the best even in these trying times. So, that is all for today. I hope you have learned a lot in our activities. Thank you for listening, and this is your teacher Joseph in Mathematics 6 signing off with the saying, it's more fun to learn math techniques. Goodbye!
Radyo Z-eskwela Executive Committee. The School's Division Superintendent, Eufemia T. Gamutin Seso 5. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel R. Handayan. OIC Curriculum Implementation Division Chief, Karina S. Frasco. School Governance and Operations Division Chief, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Members, Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opeña, Dr. Arlene B. Lim, Dr. Eldecris B. Calzadora, Dr. Dexter A. Siquinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Noemi P. Canales, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Virgilito C. Pabrices, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangit, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Dalan S. Milabat, Medard T. Ampit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee, Productions and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judyland T. Yu, Donna D. T. Bolifer, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riwen Manuel, Irene Lea C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Banians. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian Anhara L. Martesio, William R. Ranara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acusar Jr., May B. Istaniol, Richard H. Arellano, Lee L.S. Blanco, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo Gutierrez Jr., and Jade Karen Arais.